Vulcan7 Nation, let me tell you, the system works if you work it. This industry has taught me to pack your patience and it will come. You just got to keep going. And people are watching even when you don't know they are.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's me, it's Aaron Wittenstein, and I would like to welcome you to Vulcan7 Roadmap. This is where we talk to agents across the country to teach them how to take an additional, just a lot of listings a week, all right? And we actually spoke with Joss, if you guys remember Joss. Like, I didn't realize, like, you guys are friends. You guys are
That's my
cool.
sister in arms, and it's a crazy real estate game.
And it's like, all right, she's like, and the Charlene Collier, by the way, she's out of
Yes.
Atlanta too. I don't want to forget to mention her name.
Mhm.
She's like, you talked to Joss. I'm like, Joss is awesome. And she's like, I'm even more awesome. And I'm like, this is just going to be really fun. So Charlene, how are you doing today?
I am good, Aaron. Thanks so much. I'm glad we finally got a chance to connect.
I know. Charlene is brand new to the real estate industry. She's
Uh-huh.
been doing this for about almost a year in January. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. And in the last 4 months,
Mhm.
she has done 8 listings attributed to Vulcan7. Did I catch that correctly?
Correct. As soon as I got Vulcan7. So Joss told me about Vulcan. I'd heard about Vulcan7. I heard about different dialers and stuff like that. I didn't really know what a dialer did. But when Joss told me about Vulcan7 and how she was getting it, and that you all have this great that you have 2 lines. And so we can essentially, like, I always tell all new realtors, like, you can split it with another realtor too, if it's cost prohibitive. And so I said, why not? So I'd rather like try my bet to see if this will work. And it worked out. When I refer people to Vulcan7 and they're like, hey, how do you do? I was like, they have a great chat feature. You can talk to customer service because I know nothing. I'll also tell you, fun fact. All my listings, I probably only met in person like 1 or 2 owners. I've never like really met them in person.
I love those. I love those. Those are my favorite, because when you're on a Zoom, not many people even know how to Zoom. So it's really, really effective way. All right. So let me ask you this. All right.
Oh, wait a
So
minute. Not even. I haven't even Zoomed with them.
did you just
Like,
call? You just like just send
I don't
paperwork?
even know what they see. I don't even know what they look like.
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
I had one that I sold a piece of land and a house for. Well, we ended up not selling the land, but I had the land and the house. But never to this day, still never saw her. When we close on the house, I typically, because I know sellers don't like to sit through closing because it's like, why are we just sitting here? So I usually set it up so that my seller is able to sign early so they don't have to sit through a paperwork. We know with the buyer. And so she signed early and she was going on a trip. And she got her money direct, wired, and that was it. So I have yet to see her in the flesh. I'm a little there. I'm an anomaly like that. Like there's a lot of them that I haven't actually seen in person, like not even on a Zoom. We're just on a phone call.
I'm totally cool with that. That's yeah. Sometimes that just works. All right. So let me ask you this. All right. So okay, let's say it's an expired.
Mm-hmm.
Would you mind role playing that out with how that handoff goes?
Sure.
Okay. Why don't you give me a call? I'll be the expired, and we'll go from there.
Okay. Ring, ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi, Aaron. It's just Charlene from Keller Williams, West Atlanta. I was calling about your home at 123 Main Street. I believe my colleague Maria spoke to you about it.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Side note: do they usually remember having the conversation or not?
Most times they do, actually.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Yeah. And a little pause. You notice I went straight into it. I didn't say how are you.
Yeah.
No one likes that.
Yeah.
So I just go straight, like the politeness in me feels weird not asking how they are, but like
Right.
when you start saying that, it sounds salesy, and I don't want to sound salesy. So I'm like, let me just cut to the chase. Let me tell you what I'm calling about, right?
All right.
So
Yeah. No, I do remember. Yes, I do remember that she called me.
awesome, yes. And she told me, I know when you all spoke, she said that your house is still vacant. I know it had expired. So kind of tell me about what happened previously. Why do you think the house didn't sell?
I have absolutely no idea. It doesn't make any sense to me.
What did you get any good traffic, or did you not? Did you get any offers?
Um, we had 17 showings on the
Mm-hmm.
property. We had one
Mm-hmm.
offer that was $73,000 under asking price.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was brutal. We
Yeah.
definitely said no. We definitely said no. But
Mm-hmm.
other than that, no. I mean nothing.
Gotcha. And are you looking to, put it back on the market now, or you kind of want to take some time off to kind of think about if you want to stay or rent, or What are you thinking about next moves?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay, so here's what I can do for you. What I would love to do is I actually have some comps up. I'm seeing that your home was listed for 450. The comps in the area kind of looking like around 420-ish. So I don't know, maybe if that was part of the reason why your house may have sat a little longer because of price. How are you tied to a certain price, or is it more a net amount that you are trying to get?
I mean, we need to get as much as we can.
Of course, of course. And so what I would love to do is send you comps of the area and also come in and see the property once I send you the comps, because of course I can give you an estimate of what the house can sell for, but unless I actually see your house, I can't really tell you what, it will go on based on the condition. I like to send cloud CMAs. With a cloud CMA, you can actually see the interior of the home, so you can see how your home compares to the other homes in the neighborhood. And then based on the recommended sales price, we can decide whether or not it makes sense to kind of move forward. If you want to kind of stay in the home a little bit and decide to go another way. No harm, no foul, no cost to you whatsoever. Of course, you don't pay anything unless we decide to, unless we actually sell your home. So,
Sure.
how does that sound?
So, side note, by the way,
Mhm.
when you're doing these with with the warm appointments, how many times do you like? What percentage of the time do you actually set an appointment? Out of those, would you say? If you get 100 of them, how many are you going to set?
I'll say about 70% of the time.
All right, so you will set a high level. This is just very interesting to me right
Mhm.
here. Okay, all right, yeah, so sure, come on by because I want a real play. I don't want a role play.
Mhm.
You come on by. All right, and then you go in and you do your thing. Okay,
Correct.
that's kind of what I
Now, most of the time, though, again, most of my appointments are with for rent by owners, hence why I never get to see them because the house is vacant.
right.
And so they'll have me go in and I'll take a look at the house and I send them the comps. I'll also ask them, like, can you give me like a rough estimate of what you own on the home? So I'll give them like an estimated net seller sheet and say, based on this amount that I think we should sell it for, this is what you can walk away with, right? And when they see that amount, they're like, all right, run with it, right? And I also tell them that, again, with real estate now, you can't just plop a house on MLS and get it sold. Like, you have to. I told them I actively go and search for buyers. I do reverse prospecting. I do social media. I send mailers. I talk to lenders. I talk to people who have bought in the area, especially if it's like an investment property. I'll
Mhm.
go and see an investor that's bought in the area and see if they want to add to their portfolio. Like, I actively go and get buyers. And that's why, like, my last two listings that I had, I was the third realtor that they had. And they've been on the so one was on the market for like 9 months, the other one's on and off for 18 months. The one that's on and off for 18 months, I'm the third realtor. We're closing next Friday. And I got an offer in 3 weeks.
That's pretty good. I mean, and I think what I find to be fascinating here is that you have a background in HR, so you're
Mhm.
utilizing that to be able to find the right people to be able to help support the business the way that you feel comfortable running it. You know what I mean?
And it helps
And
talking to clients too. It helps
yeah,
dealing with sellers. Like, I tell everyone, real estate is 100% relationships and 80% psychology. And that's exactly what I did. All I did in HR all day was talk people off the ledge every day, right?
mhm.
And all you do in real estate is talk people off the ledge. Talk them off the ledge about these rates. Talk them off the ledge about their price being too high. Talk them off the ledge about the condition of their home, right? Talk them off the ledge about this negotiation. So it's been an amazing transferable skill coming from the industry that I came from.
Oh yeah, I mean it's transfer. I mean, I would have no clue, and I'm not saying this to be nice. You don't come off like a year-old agent
No
whatsoever.
one knows, and I'm actually
No, you
I kind
don't.
of hate that I said that. I mean, not hate, but like, no one knows that I've only been doing this for a year because everyone's like, "There's no way."
Well, but I mean, but you've been doing other things that just kind of brought you to this space, though. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like you said, it's psychological. A lot of this is
Mhm,
psychological, and
mhm.
it's getting people. You're dealing with the biggest thing they deal with, like one of the biggest things they deal with in their lives, and you figure out a way to make them feel comfortable. You know what I mean? And I'm assuming you're just a master of making people feel comfortable.
Absolutely, because you're gonna hear all of the gory details of their personal life, right? You're gonna
Mhm.
people who are going through divorce. You're gonna find out that, oh, their credit isn't as good as they thought. They have this old tax lien, and now the house won't close, and and they're embarrassed, and so you got to talk them through that. Like, there's no shame. So many times I have to talk people through. There's no shame in that. You know, most of America is in debt. Like you are not alone. But that's why we're going to sell this house, get this money, so you can handle that, right? So you're constantly being a counselor for them.
You can sell my house.
Promise.
Yes. You get a license in Florida, you can sell my house. All
Might
right.
be in Maryland too, though. So you got one up there.
Come on through. Come on through. All right.
Mhm.
All right. So there's a brand new agent comes knocking on your door and says, "Hey, Charlene, what is one piece of advice that you could give me? What would that one piece of advice be for that brand new agent?"
That's a good question.
Thank
The
you.
one piece of advice I would give the brand new agent is to pack your patience. Somebody will say, they say all the time, whatever you do now materializes 3 months from now. The closings that I've had last month, in November and even October, these are people I started talking to in July, right? The stuff I'm working on now is for stuff for next year, right? And you have to work on it. It's really like plowing the ground, right? Actually, you're like a farmer, right? Like you really planting seeds. And sometimes it feels like, oh my God, no one, it's not working. No one's listening, blah, 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 blah. And then out of the blue, someone's going to call you and be like, hey, I have this out. Can I give you a quick story? Quick example. You don't mind? Okay. So I send a newsletter out, right? And I pay to send this newsletter out every month. I saw someone at a new construction property in July, met her and her mom. We exchanged numbers. She was just looking at the time. I put on my newsletter and just kept it going. 2 months ago, she called me the same day she got my newsletter. Again, it reminded her like I existed. And she's like, hey, we met at this, at this model home. You met my mom. I was debating whether or not to rent or buy. I think I want to buy, can you help me? Whatever. That was a Friday. I sent her to go look at some homes on Saturday. I had an open house, so I couldn't go with her. But that Sunday, I went back out with her. We were under contract on Sunday after she contacted me on Friday. We closed on the house this past Monday, $500,000. From just me sending out my newsletter. I'm like, no one's looking at these newsletters, but they are. And she told me, she's like, she had another, agent, but the person wasn't really that responsive. They weren't giving her information. She's like, I kept getting your newsletter that had information, that had, things I could use. And I was like, that's somebody I want to work with. So I say all that to say, we do things and think that it's not resonating, but it is. But we've got to pack our patience. And that's really hard because when God was giving out patience, I was in the back taking a nap. Like I am not a patient person at all. But this industry has taught me to pack your patience and it will come. You just got to keep going. And people are watching even when you don't know they are.
I'm writing that on a sticky note.
I'm telling you.
Putting it above my computer. I love that.
Yeah, I was taking a nap.
So much. Pack your patience.
Yep.
I love that. I liked it a lot. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's do this. I could talk to you all day long. You're awesome. Yeah, I like you.
Thank you.
Not that I don't like anybody else that's on Vulcan7 Roadmap, but yeah, I shouldn't. I like everybody. Everybody
Yes.
listed. All right.
You like me a little bit more though. I get it.
It's the pack your patience comment. That's what it comes from.
Yeah.
So let's tie this up in a bow. Okay. What are your final last words for wonderful Vulcan7 Nation?
Vulcan7 Nation, let me tell you, the system works if you work it, right? I will tell you again. I don't know if you were recording when I said this before. I don't know about Vulcan because I'm not in it every day. I know enough that when someone calls me back, I can pull up their number and see who it was, and I can have the conversation. That's all I know, right? But the level of like customer support and things are amazing, right? So if you and every day I get emails about like trainings y'all have. If y'all are not utilizing these trainings, you're doing yourself a disservice. Do not, and you see these videos, you see these interviews, and you think that like, okay, I'm gonna get Vulcan7 and I'm gonna have 10 listings a month out the gate. Pack your patience. It doesn't happen that way, but it will come. If you continue at it, it will come because the process works, but you got to work it, right?
I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it at
My
that.
God.
We're looking. Yeah, that's it. We're good. All right, Charlene. So someone's moving to West Atlanta, and they need an amazing realtor that is willing to pack their patience. How do they get in touch?
Atlanta. You move into Atlanta Metro.
Okay.
Right?
So tell me where you're at.
So the whole Atlanta metro area, I service.
Okay.
So Atlanta and the suburbs of Atlanta as well. And again, I'm originally from DC. And so I'm also licensed back home in the DMV area. So I'm licensed in Maryland. So if anyone is looking to buy or sell in the DC metro area, I can help with that too.
Beautiful. How do they get in touch with you if they have a referral?
So Charlene.Collier@kw.com is my email. On the socials, I'm just Charlene Collier. I'm basic. I told you I'm not fancy. I'm Charlene_Collier on Instagram, Charlene Collier on Facebook. You'll find me there. I'm heavy on social media. So if you type me up, you'll see me in my videos and I like to do like the real side of real estate and show you all the things that don't work. I do Money Making Mondays and try to let people know the little things that we don't know about the real estate industry, and just a day in the life of what it means to be a realtor in this crazy ass real estate game. It's not what you see on Selling Sunset. It's not what you see on $1 Million Listing. It is not. It is not. It is hard work.
Yeah, I had a lot of hair before I started. Let's just leave it at that. Okay. One hair for every transaction. No, seriously, Charlene, thank you so much for being here. Okay.
Thank you
This
so
is
much,
absolutely
Aaron. I
amazing.
appreciate your time.
You're very welcome. Nice to remind everybody to don't forget to, and the little thing right there, trust the process. Y'all take care. Go make some money. Be well.
Bye.